Hello everybody, my name is Jay, and this is so cringe. This is Minecraft 1.19.2, the wild update, hardcore. So obviously, as you can see, I've already got some stuff set up out here, which I have recorded. So let me run you through that real quick. So we did the normal stuff, we got some wood, some stone, made some tools, all the basic stuff. So we all know how Minecraft starts, so I'm not gonna run you through every little thing that I did, but I'll cover the important stuff. So we came across some pandas, which is really nice. I love pandas, I'll be coming back for them. They are probably one of my favourite mobs in the game, and I'm really happy to have come across them so early, because I've had playthroughs where you have to search for these guys for thousands of blocks. So I bred the pandas, and I honestly don't know why. It's not like I can take it with me. I can't just kidnap this child. I don't have anything to kidnap this child with. But I just felt like it. So I'm showing you this clip because I hope you appreciate the panda baby just as much as I do. While I was organizing my inventory, I did get rudely interrupted by a skeleton, which led to some interesting things. I will say, caves and hardcore are a completely different part of the game. I mean, normally, because I haven't played hardcore very much, normally I would just run in here, axe a swinging, and see what happens. But it's hardcore. I can't do that. While making a shield, I've very nearly met my maker. If it wasn't for these keen senses, that would have been the end of episode 1 right there. Epic montage music. This cave seemed to be the mothership to skeletons, because there was nothing else in here, it was just skeletons. But after an epic fight that nearly cost me my life, we made it out alive. And when I say this cave was terrible, it was terrible. I mean, there was nothing here. All the caves that I find in the early game here are all just terrible. However, we did manage to find a different cave, which was a little bit better. I thought I was pretty chill with the spider considering it was daytime, but given enough time, he decided he didn't want me as a roommate. Finishing up in that cave, back to adventuring, we came across a ruined nether portal, which I thought was big money. Turns out, it wasn't. It spawned with no chest, which I didn't know could happen. I feel a little bit scammed. But it seems Mojang decided no crazy, amazing, OP golden tools for us. I then set out to the ocean with the new boat chest, which I think is a great addition. I think it's prime gameplay, fantastic, love it so much. You can hear the enthusiasm in my voice. After being in this boat for what feels like an eternity, I eventually found what I was looking for. So usually I don't care about finding a village right off the bat, but I did this time because village is OP, so I'm going to abuse that. It's also just fairly decent company. I'm not going to say good, but fairly decent. In a hardcore solo single player world, it gets lonely. The village itself wasn't actually great. It didn't have any fancy buildings or any of the nice buildings with good loot, but it had some chests, so I'm not complaining. It then rained, so we picked up all the hay bales around to protect them and consequently the villagers from death. Scouting out the area, I decided that I would like to set up a small little base of operations on this mountain here next to the village, just so we could have some stuff set out. At this point, I still don't know what I want to do for a base, so if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave it in the comments. So we found a cave entrance on the side of the mountain we set up on, and the cave seems quite nice. It seems more promising than the ones we've seen so far. While exploring the cave, I saw something that I completely missed on the way down, even though it's very visible on the way down. Like a mineshaft. That's cool. I saw it from this little cliff platform thing there. We then came across another spawner, which is quite nice. The skeleton spawner really close to the village will come in handy. So I decided to do some work on the skeleton farm, just because I wanted to get the bone meal. My thought process being that bone meal crops would be like nice money for the villagers, as I tried to do some villager trades earlier and holy shit, they are steep. Those guys are charging me an arm and a leg, man. So here I'm going to do the walls surrounding the skeleton farm in tinted glass and then do a drop shoot, like a water funnel. So it takes them up the blocks, drops them there, and then behind them I'm going to do a storage lounge, I think. It could be quite cool with maybe a storage sorter and item sorter in there. But I have none of the resources for any of that, so I have to go do some resource gathering. But first, animals. This took a decent amount of time because animals are annoying, but as you can see we now have some sheep and some cows and a little crop farm. I did some basic trading with all my emeralds. I have nothing left after this, just for some basic gear. And when I say basic, I mean one pickaxe with unbreaking 2. I then set off to go find some resources, but I tamed the donkey first. On the adventure, I came across a lush cave, which was quite nice, quite big. I haven't really been in these before. though I didn't have too much inventory space at this point, so I grabbed as much as I could, and I will be back. After going back to the base to clear my inventory, I decided to go the other way, and pretty close to our village I came across another one. Honestly, this one's quite nice, and if I had come across it before our other one, I probably would have just set something up here, but is what it is. But yeah, no, the village was quite nice. You know, it's village loot, it's never like the most amazing game-changing stuff, but I did manage to yoink some brewing stands, which is quite nice. Then, now this is the big one, not too far from that village, I came across this pillager outpost, which is just fantastic. I wanted to find one of these things for two reasons, one of which allays. Oh man, they're so cute, I want one. Secondly is the pillager farm to get totems of undying. So as you saw, I kind of got a little bit caught off guard there. Luckily, nothing bad happened, but I feel like if there was maybe more pillages, or a longer, a higher drop, that definitely could have been a lot worse. But no, after that I decided that it's probably safer and better to take the boat. Probably just better overall. The donkey can get hurt, and I don't want to lose the donkey, so he's a decorative. No, none of those are English. He's a statue donkey. Back in the boat, doing some more. I mean, this was a long journey. I'm not gonna lie, this took me a long time, more than finding the village. But we eventually came across Dark Oak Forest. Not what we wanted, but it's good. Continuing on the journey, we came across some shipwrecks, which was a good sight. I thought I would have come across more by now, as this was my first one coming across. I mean, I've spent a good few hours at sea at this point, and this was the first one. And we did end up getting a treasure map, which was really nice. And as you can see, this one wasn't too difficult to find, because if you look right here, you can see pretty much exactly where it would be. So that's some pretty nice stuff. The one thing I'm pretty excited about is the Heart of the Sea. I've never messed with it. Never used it, never set it up. I don't actually know how you set it up. I know there's some sort of weird configuration thing you have to do underwater, but I'm really keen to mess with that, do maybe some sort of underwater base, because that could be quite cool. And this was just, I had the thought while I was in the boat, and I was like, hey, I wonder if you can put it on a kelp, because I knew there used to be that glitch of like you could put it in on grass and it would delete the block next to the grass, or something like back in 1.7, not 17. And I was like, can you put it on kelp? Apparently you can. Make it make sense, Moj. So for those of you that have lost count, this is now our second treasure map. So I do know that there's a trick with the map and your positioning and being able to just find it for the block, mine down, and there it is. I don't know how to do it. I think it's something with like the chunk or your positioning on the map or whatever. But at this point, I was honestly just too lazy to look it up, and I figured mining some sand underwater for 20 minutes is better than Googling for 2 seconds, so. our third and final treasure map for this journey. Nice. Here I decided not to go straight to the treasure just because I was near a jungle and I wanted to check out if there was a mangrove near it, spawn next to it. There wasn't, but I did come across some dogs. And then finally, and I mean finally, I've been in this boat for so long, so much longer than looking for the village. I finally found a mangrove. I collected some propagules and came across a frog. And then we started on the very, very long journey home. So we got back and I decided it was time to build a starter base. I know I said I didn't have any ideas for a base, and I still don't. This is not going to be the final base. It is way too small. I did not plan this at all. It's got like no inside space. I mean, it's decent, but I'm trying to make it look good. I'm not a builder, so let me know what you think. But no, if you do have any suggestions for where you would like to see an actual base and what type of base you would like to see, please go ahead and leave it in the comments. But for now, I think this base will do us fine. So as you guys saw, we just built the base. So I decided that it was time to do a little something up on this hill here. I quite like it. I'm not a builder, but I'm a fan of how this turned out. I spent a decent amount of time on all the exterior, and I did no sort of planning, so the interior is a bit scuffed. It's alright. You know, I've learned for my next builds to have some sort of layout planned. I had nothing. I just went. But I quite like it. We've got some storage down here. We've got a little axolotl aquarium. We have some more axolotls, but I just figured, you know, just the one is fine. Then upstairs we have some more storage. The bedroom with just like our collectible storage. This isn't here just because this is the only enchanted book we have. And then in the attic we have some more storage, more bulk storage. Like I said, I'm not a builder, but I'm happy with how this has turned out. If you have any tips or suggestions, let me know. This is a little balcony I'm working on. I ran out of resources, so it's going to have a little staircase going down towards the back of the house, and that's also where the cellar is going to be. But that's going to be it for episode 1, ladies and gentlemen. We did a decent amount, I think. You know, we've got the base, we've got some trees, got the village. I'm quite happy with how we've done. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see some suggestions for what you would like to see in this hardcore playthrough. I'm going to try not to die before next episode comes out. I already had a near-death situation in the caves where I was like on literally half a heart. And that was before I was able to record this. So that would have been a great start. Episode 1, gone. But yeah, let me know what you would like to name our axolotl. And we did get some llamas too. A village wandering trader came around and he disappeared. So we have some llamas and the donkey. So if you have any names, put them down in the comments. Let me know. Yeah. That's it. Leave. I said leave.